Hello, everyone, and my dear subscribers. So good to see you so soon. Um, I want to keep this video as short as possible because I just released a 30-minute video on class recommendations. So let's get to it right away. Sourfist. After the bounce patch, there was a rework, and I've been getting a lot of questions. Questions such as the engravings, skill rotations, what skills, and so on and so on, and jump priority and stuff like that. So there could be for possible new Sophist, mm, I guess prospects. I would like to start with basic stuff, engravings. If you when you make a new Sophist, you get 5x3 free express engravings, right? You can start off with Grudge, Energy Overflow at level 3, Adrenaline, Ray Captain, and Mass Increase as starters. If you get a bracelet with Precise, or if you have Crit Energy Static, or if you're using Hallucination set, you can go Grudge, Energy Overflow, Adrenaline, Ray Captain, and then Keen Blunt. You move over to the Ancient stage where you can use extra level 1 engraving. You can go Grudge, Keen Blunt, Adrenaline, Ray Captain, Mass Increase, and Energy Overflow at level 1. Even though they did buff Energy Overflow at level 3, it's still okay to use Energy Overflow at level 1. Most people use Energy Overflow at level 1. Or you could go Grudge, Keen Blunt, Adrenaline, Ray Captain, Energy Overflow 3, and Ether Predator at level 1. They do about the same damage I've tested. The only downside of Ether Predator is when you're in a raid and you're moving over from Broshaza Gate 4 to Gate 5 and you're walking that long aisle and your Ether Predator runs out. Or someone's dog is barking, or you have to go take a shit, or another person has to go take a shit. Your Ether Predator runs out. So that's why I personally don't like it, and I guess that's why a lot of other people don't like to use Ether Predator at level 1. Alright, with that said, let's move on to skill rotation. The Phantom Strike is the new skill that was added. Celestial, Shadow Breaker, Pummel, Lightning, and a Phantom. Let me go over this real quick. Wow, that's a lot of crit. This skill cycle, the exact skill cycle can be done with level 7 CD gems. I have a couple of level 10s and level 8s and level 9s, but I've tried it with level 7s. You can do the exact same cycle with level 7 CD gems. In Hype 3, of course. In Hype 2 and Hype 1, you might need higher CD gems, but you spend most of your time in Hype 3 anyways. The pros, the cycle is very simple, and Phantom Strike has pretty high stagger. Cons is the people who don't like to use Phantom Strike, they don't use it because of the animation. The animation is pretty long. Now, there's the other popular cycle, which is the Tempest Blast cycle. Let me go over this real quick. The whole point of Tempest Blast cycle is to use 4 pummels in High 3 cycle. And you kind of do need conviction and judgment runes for this cycle because you need CDs, cooldowns. The pros of this cycle is it's slightly higher DPS. That's what people say. I don't find it more higher DPS, but that's what people say. I must be doing something wrong or something, but I do more damage with Phantom Strike and Trixian. And it's definitely got more weak point. And the Tempest Blast animation is a lot faster than Phantom Strike. Cons, it's only strong in Hype 3 because of the first tripod. The first tripod only does more damage in Hype 3, 60%. So if you're not in Hype 3, Hype 2, or Hype 1, you would not get that 60% damage. Also, you have to use Conviction Judgment, which each has 40% chance of proccing. And so it's RNG. And I don't want to rely on RNG for a skill cycle. So gem priority. DPS gems, Pummel, and Shadowbreaker are about the same. And then Lightning Palm. And then either Tempest Blast or Celestial Palm is whatever you want. The first one that comes out of gem rolls. And cooldown gems. Level 7 gems work fine for my skill cycle, but if I had to pick, I would pick Energy Release and Pummel and then Phantom Strike. Alright, Dominion versus Hallucination. Dominion versus Hallucination, there's almost no difference in Trixian. But Dominion pops off way more in a real raid for the trouble of having to keep the Dominion buff by using Awakening. And also Hallucination kind of needs higher cooldown gems. Sealing, Dominion, Comfort, Hallucination. Let's put it that way. Runes, like I said, Phantom Strike needs Legendary Galewind. And I personally just use a bunch of Galewind runes. You could probably use Conviction Judgment if you want. For Dominion, I just tend to proc Dominion and Hype 2. And the Tempest Blast cycle needs Conviction Judgment for sure. Also, another question I get a lot is hype management. When to Hype 3 or how do you manage? Do you stay in Hype 2 more than Hype 3? And so on and so on. Basically, the ultimate goal is to squeeze in as many Hype 3s as possible with a supports buff in a raid. So you want to have Hype 3 ready for certain mechanics that you know for sure the support is going to have the buff for. Example would be Belshazzar gave 5, 140 bar, 110 bar, and 50 bar mechanic where Belshazzar is staggered. Or let's say more easier example would be Fight Kiss. Before the boss phases, like 135 bar phase or the swamp phase, you would want to squeeze in Hype 3 for sure. Alright, that ends my video. If you have further questions, you can always visit my live stream. It's Obenji TV on Twitch. Thanks for watching. Take care, stay safe. Bye-bye.